Contents for educational purposes only. Can't stress enough for you guys to do your own research. Appraise my content through any errors you find in the comments. None of us have been alive long enough to know all that transpired in the past, and none of us can live long enough to know all there is to learn. I want to draw y'all's attention to something. Hold on. Yeah, what I want to draw y'all's attention to is the fact that this is excuse me, I worked today, so I'm a little tired at this point. At the end of the day, I wanted to bring to y'all's attention the fact that this is a corporate society. One true to life analogy that I can give y'all is the fact of the following question. How many individuals do you know that's incarcerated right now for a victimless crime? I said a victimless crime. If there is no sentient being, living, breathing, sentient being, like you, any one of you individuals watching this video right now, or myself, that can actually appear in court, speak for itself, be cross-examined, and or identify somebody as the individual that has damaged them or their property. That's question number one. Question number two is, who is the United States? Who is the state of Delaware? Who is the state of Pennsylvania? Who is the state of Nevada? Who is the state of Florida? Are they living, breathing, sentient beings that can appear in court and speak for themselves? Absolutely not. They are corporate people, corporate fictions, and that is the makeup of this current society. It's important for you guys to understand this, because at the root of this will enable you to understand what the all capital representation of your name is. It's a corporate fiction. It's a governmental creation that exists on papers only, and it needs your body to exist. Again, if you've paid attention to the last few videos that I've made, then at this point, you now understand that the short birth certificate, that is the birth certificate of the corporate fiction, which is ultimately a death certificate because it's attached to the living, breathing, sentient being, based on operation of law that occurred during the birth registration process. If you haven't seen the two videos that I have on the birth registration process, you need to give your boy a subscribe, go back, find the first one, then go and find the one that's labeled a redo of the birth administration process. It's important that, anybody that is bullshit, tired of the oppression, tired of being subjugated to a contract that you didn't agree to, you didn't get full disclosure of. You didn't sit down and have a meeting of the minds. Understand contract law, people. It takes 7 elements in order for a contract to be legally binding. If any one of those 7 elements are not present, you can rescind said contract. That means the contract that states that you are a 14th Amendment United States citizen. You guys don't understand what being a 14th United States citizen is. You don't understand what being a citizen is. A citizen is a franchisee. It's a franchise, just like the McDonald's franchise. There's so many McDonald's chains nationwide. There are 10 times that amount of franchise citizens nationwide. It's high time that we, on the collective level, begin to go outside of the mental box that they taught and trained us that existed. Because if you do not, you will continually and forever be bound and subjugated to the information that is found within said box. Once you begin to independently research and study and broaden your scope of knowledge and go beyond the knowledge that was given to you via their bought and paid for / sanctioned curriculums, you will then encounter the knowledge that you have been absolutely and positively and purposefully lied to. You have been purposely mentally stagnated to keep you just smart enough to do a job, but dumb enough to keep your neck outstretched just long enough for their thumb in the weight of their body on top of that thumb to lock you down by the neck. I have conversations with some of my union members, and it's actually comparable and contrastable to the world stage. As long as we remain in the docile state that we have been in and are in since I would accurately state that it was since the late 60s, early 70s. I mean, it's time. I mean, I feel like personally, my opinion is that it's time for us to take a good look in the mirror at ourselves, man, on a collective level. You know, everybody got their chest poked out, think they doing something slick when they not. You know, if you don't understand how the monetary system works, then you don't understand that I don't give a fuck what you gave Federal Reserve notes for. You need to read the Constitution and understand, you know, and actually comprehend what the fuck it's saying to y'all. Article 1, Section 10. Look that up. Google that. If you Google that, then you're going to come across the understanding and the knowledge of the fact that you haven't tendered any motherfucking thing. You ain't paid a motherfucking thing. Because what are Federal Reserve notes, i.e. floating rate notes? They are IOUs. They are promises to pay at a later date, unspecified. They are enslaving us based upon our time and our energy. How much time do you give one of these corporations to acquire the monetary things that you place your value in? And don't lie and say that you don't place your value in it, because you're a motherfucking lie and your feet stink. I know you a lie because I done lived the life. I've personally seen the kind of respect that people give you when you're able to assist them in feeding their family and paying their bills before I even knew what the fuck a port was. Let's talk about that. You know, so it really don't matter at the end of the day. Essentially what I'm saying is it does not matter how you're earning. But if you understand from the perspective that I'm coming from, then you know exactly where I'm at with this. The reason why I'm posting this video is because y'all don't understand. It's too many of us. Let's say that. Because there's no separation between you and I. Whether you understand, realize, or know that or not. You know. It's just that we got so many Sambos running around. If you know, you know. Because it ain't Uncle Tom. Let me make that distinction real clear for y'all. Uncle Tom, you understand, Tom girl. Those two words have a meaning. And if you really dissect what that meaning is, then what is your understanding of a Tom girl? A Tom girl signifies strength, masculinity. It means that a girl or a female in nature has the characteristics and the qualities of a male. It signifies strength. So if a Tom girl means that you have a female that is in a more powerful position, in a masculine position than other females, then how can you look at when they say Uncle Tom as weak, as something that's weak? I mean, that's just the common sense aspect of it. You do your own research. You know, I'm waiting for one of y'all to prove me wrong on anything that I've said. Yeah, I know I make mistakes at times, but absent the mistakes, the concept that I'm pushing on any of the videos that I've made thus far, you do your research, you'll understand. You know, and I'm not trying to push nobody to do nothing other than what they're content with doing with their life. Because I'm living mine. I can't live yours, can't even live my children's lives. They're going to do what the fuck they want to do at the end of the day. Just like I know y'all are. But notwithstanding anything previously said, I just know. I don't feel, I do feel, but it's deeper than the feeling. I do think, but it's deeper than the thought. I have the gnosis. I have the knowledge to know that we, and at this point of the game, you know, yeah, it is for those of us that are melanated, but it's for anybody that's being subjugated to the so-called powers that be. It's incumbent. It severely behooves any of us to understand, understand, and overstand what the fuck is really going on. All you gotta do is look around you. I stated earlier in this video that I have conversations with my union members. So if any of my union members that are watching this, understand, you know, there's duality in everything. The same way you have officials operating in a certain manner, if you really dissect it, they're following the followers. And I don't give a fuck who's seeing this and who don't like it. You got an issue with it, I ain't hard to find. Y'all following the followers. You following the motherfuckers that was following our ancestors, and they done distorted the information that they got from our ancestors, and you hold them in a high light. You can't tell me that you don't, because you following the same shit that they do. Back to the point though. The thing in a nutshell is, man, we need to wake the fuck up. Everybody, you know, once they get on, you know, the opposition's team, you know, those that are, their bottom line is to, you know, give us the least and maximize the most. You supporting them more than you supporting us. The rank and file. It don't make no motherfucking sense. And it's all stemming from a mind state and a desire to be on their team. As soon as you're on their team, you got your chest poked out and looking down at everybody else that you came up in the ranks with. And if you think that this video is for you, the motherfucker is for you. No disrespect intended, but if you offended, can't take it back. Handle your business. This shit's sickening, man. You know, in the union example that I gave is a small portion. No less factual though. You know, shit's retarded, man. And the thing, you know, I gotta, you know, keep the focus where it's supposed to be at, man. We done got so fucking docile on a collective level that it enables individuals to isolate and stagnate individuals that have the testicular fortitude to speak out against this sucker shit. Nobody cares about nothing unless it hits their front doorstep. That's our problem. I gave out an analogy months ago on, I forget which video it was on. But I remember a day in time where we used to make jokes about the Mexicans. How they used to live 7 to 10 people in a house. Okay. I know a lot of y'all remember those jokes we used to make too, don't you? Yeah, I know. Look at them now, though. A lot of those same individuals have businesses now. They're doing way better than any of us longshoremen. And it ain't just about longshoremen. I don't want to, push the narrative and put it on our shoulders. But at the end of the day, man, it's just some shit that we need to address. You know, we need to be able to let the truth be what it is, the truth. Stop pushing all these false narratives, you know. And for real, I really don't give a fuck about who don't like what I say, what kind of bullshit they think they want to bring to me. That shit don't even bother me. I'm a truth seeker and a truth sayer. You got an issue with that? You already know what to do. Other than that, keep doing what you've been doing, leaving me the fuck alone. But I mean, it's just, man, this shit done got too far gone, man. And this is another thing I need to address while I'm on here. All you cats that can't read or know that you can't comprehend what the fuck it is that you do read, and you making money, you need to, listen, you need to put your punk ass pride aside and go take a night course. Because nobody's going to help you if you ain't willing to help your motherfucking self. I say that because, you know, there are certain documents that govern how things are supposed to run. And I've been involved with, things for a minute now. And what I come to understand is it's a plethora of things. It's a plethora of things. You got either, you motherfuckers is functionally literate, and you got to depend on somebody else to give you clarity on what the fuck words mean, to interpret what the fuck it is that you read, or you just can't read. If you can read, then you ain't comprehending what the fuck these words mean. And if you can comprehend what these words mean, that you will go along to get along ass nigga. Which is even worse. Because a lot of you motherfuckers that I'm speaking about been around long enough to know how shit's supposed to go, but you so much of a motherfucking coward that you won't speak up about it. Shit's retarded. You have all these backdoor huddles and shit, and you speak about the shit in the darkness. But when the platform arises where it matters and where you're supposed to bring these issues to the forefront, you niggas is mute. And as for us on a national level, y'all are not in touch with your ancestors. You are not in touch with your history. You probably clinging with your molar teeth to them other people's history. It's not ours. Those customs and ways that they have taught and trained us to cling to love, to embrace, are not ours. Maybe that's the reason why you got that cowardice in your heart. And you're scared to make a motherfucking enemy. Everybody ain't supposed to be for you. But when you playing the fence, I got to cut you the fuck loose. Because that means you's a bitch at the end of the day and you scared to pick a side. So, you've picked your side. Just like in law, silence is acquiescence. When you remain silent on some shit you know ain't right, then you've picked your side. Y'all really need to look at history, man, and understand some shit, man. People so scared of every goddamn thing now. They dangle some motherfucking currency over your head, and you don't even know that all your past and future motherfucking debts is paid for via House Joint Resolution 192. You memorize all this sucker shit, but you won't take the time to read and memorize the things that will enable you to keep your currency and discharge your bills. And for all my folks that's out there in the streets, listen. Y'all some of the most intelligent motherfuckers around. Trust me, I know. I'm one of them. I just made a conscious decision to leave that shit alone. Because I don't feel personally that it's worth me taking a life of somebody that looks like me for some shit that ain't even got no motherfucking substance behind it. You can't even own nothing. Do your homework. They vested all ownership in real estate and land in the state. Long time ago. Shout out to Kiss. Because if you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. And I don't really think that y'all overstand the fact that when they see so much division amongst us, they thrive and capitalize on that. They exploit that to their benefit. Hey, man, I feel like I'm done, man. I just said enough. Hopefully somebody was able to see, the message that I was sending and didn't get caught up in their feminine emotions, because it ain't about how a motherfucker say something to you. It's about what they saying to you. You can accept or reject that. But if you can't get past your emotions to pick up what I'm putting the fuck down, then it ain't for you. It ain't for you. You go ahead on and keep on being a coward and acting like you don't see shit, when it affects you as well. Situations like, the Haitian Revolution. I admire that situation so much because they were willing to sacrifice, man. They understood who they were, what they were. They honored their foremothers and forefathers. They were in tune with their ancient customs and ways. And they didn't have no fear. When they took part in the spiritual practices that a lot of y'all are scared of because you done let the oppressor demonize and villainize it and spook you the fuck out and keep you away from it. When it's the same exact processes that and scientific applications that our ancestors used to wear their funky asses out with. This is why they villainized it. This is why they outlawed it. But you don't know that because all you took was what they gave you. You've based your whole life around what they gave you. Same motherfuckers that slaughtered and did everything thinkable and unimaginable to your ancestors. So yeah, at this point, it ain't no secret about who the fuck I am and what I am. And if you don't like it, stay the fuck away from me. Don't speak to me. Don't put your faggot ass, fake ass facade on and act like you're all right with me when you can't stand what I stand for. Yeah, this is where I'm at with it. That go for anybody. So again, with that stated, man, it's my hope as always that I've given something in this short message that somebody, at least one person, can benefit from and or add value to what it is that I'm giving and apply it to their individual life. Even if it's just a perspective. So with that being stated, y'all enjoy y'all's Tuesday night. And I'll catch y'all on the next one.